Hi guys, Alistair Taylor down at St Anna's Old Links, and today we're going to look at chipping versus pitching. Right guys, so like I said, we're going to look at the difference between chipping and pitching and when to play a chip shot and when perhaps you should be playing a pitch. I'm going to try and kind of make it a little bit easier for you guys to set up in the correct way, but really it's the situation you're in. Which shot does it demand and which one are you going to get away with playing, maybe not perfectly every time, to give you the best result. So I'm down at St Anne's Old Links on the chipping green, so fantastic venue. Links course, very tight, not a lot of grass around. I've got a little 20-yard shot where I probably need to fly the ball about 3 yards to get onto the green. But I could also land it a lot closer to the flag and get the ball to stop. So I could play this as either a chip or a pitch. So generally speaking for me, the way I make my decision is I want to get the ball on the floor as soon as I can tell how it's going to react. And particularly somewhere like here, it doesn't necessarily need to be on the green. So if I wanted to play one where I could land it just short of the green here, which is nice and flat, short grass, and let it run along the ground like a putt, for me that would be a chip shot. If I wanted to take the ball and throw it much further through the air and get it landing a little softer because of the height but a bit more spin, I would play that as a pitch. So if I was playing a pitch shot from here, like I said, I'm going to try and fly this probably 2/3 of the way to the flag. And that checked up nicely, probably 3 foot right of the flag. But I was able to fly that a long way, landing it on a nice flat bit of the green. Likewise though, I could play this chip shot and I could just, this isn't going to spin as much because where I took 60 degrees with that one, I'm going to take my 8-iron now. Going to be a much flatter flight, obviously not going to have as much backspin, but I'm going to land it just short of the green and let it chase up. So it was not rolled out quite like I would have liked, but very different trajectory of shots, very different the way the golf ball is going to react. And definitely, like I said, I'm making those choices based on where I'm looking for the ball to land and where the ball can afford to land. Obviously if I had a bunker in front, I couldn't play that with an 8-iron. Equally, if I can afford to land it short, I can use something straight faced and get in the ball, releasing more to the hole. So like I said, first and foremost, look at the situation you're in, decide where you want to land the ball. If it's something that's low and running, you want to take something straighter face and play more of a chip shot. If it's something where you're going to hit the ball through the air, maybe try and get the ball to stop a bit quicker and land softly, then we're looking to play more of a pitch. And again, then the different choices of clubs, you know, maybe chipping with a 7, 8 or a 9, may pitch with something more like your 56 or your 60 degree. So that's the first thing, how we make the choice between the chip and the pitch. Now let's move into how we actually play the shot, the technique involved that's going to allow you to deliver the club to hit the shot you're after. Okay then guys, so we've looked at how we're going to choose the shot. Now we're going to talk about initially how we would set up and play the pitch shot and how we're looking for the club and the ball to interact with each other to give us that pitch shot. So like I said, I'm going to play this pitch shot. I'm going to play it with my 60 degree, but I could play this with my 56. I'm looking for the ball to fly a little bit higher, and because of the type of swing I'm going to make, there's going to be a little bit more spin on the ball, get the ball to stop a little quicker. So for me with a pitch shot, I'm still looking to keep the ball fairly central in my stance. That's the lowest point of my swing. That's going to help that club travel down through impact and hit the ball and then the turf. I'm just narrowing my feet a little bit. For me personally, I think if I stand nice and wide, it feels very like a power swing. This is much more about finesse. But other than that, what I'm looking for is however far I go back, I'm looking for my follow through to be a little bit longer, and I'm looking for there to be a little bit of speed through the bottom. So I'm very confident obviously with these shots I'm going to strike the ball in the ground. Correct loft will help give a little bit more spin, but also one of the things we need, as well as a clean club, clean golf ball, is a bit of speed. So I want that little bit of acceleration through the bottom so that the club grips the ball and it gets some check on there. So like I said, ball central, nice and narrow with the stance, follow through a bit longer than the backswing. And I've nipped that really, really nicely. Couple of bounces, the ball's checked, and then just released a tiny bit. And you can see certainly my interaction with the ground there, I'm just kind of bruising the turf. I'm not looking to take a big divot with lots of shaft lean. That's going to get the leading edge of the club digging into the ground. I want kind of the sole of the club bouncing a little bit more and just grazing that turf. So we'll have one more little pitch shot and let's get some action on this one. So again, got that a little bit lower off the face, and that one really, really grabbed with the second bounce. And if you can get that strike a little bit lower, that's where we're going to get that little bit more spin on the shots. So that's how we're playing the pitch shot. Now let's move on to the chip. Right, so having played the chip, we played a shot that was higher in flight, softer landing with more spin. But the key with the chip shot particularly is we're not looking to create loads and loads of backspin. We're looking to get the ball on the floor and get it rolling like a putt. So I'm going to go from a 60 degree down to my 8-iron. So like I said, much less loft. And what I want to do now is set myself in a position that's going to keep even more loft off and help give me that nice solid strike on the ball. So I'm still going to maintain the ball in the middle. For me personally, I'm going to move on to my putting grip from my full swing grip. Again, it's something that helps me feel like this is a chip rather than a pitch. So once the ball's in the middle though, I'm going to move my sternum in front of the golf ball and keep it there. It's going to feel about 70 or 80% of my weight on my left foot. And then I want to feel very like a putting stroke. So it can feel much less involved with the hands and the wrists, whereas the pitch is just a small version of the full swing. Much more from the shoulders this stroke. And I only need to make the swing big enough now to land the ball where I want. The trajectory that the ball's going to go off the club will be much lower and get it running across the green. So ball in the centre, putting grip, sternum forward, and off we go. So a lovely crisp strike. Again, just a little bit of interaction with the ground. We want to make sure that we're presenting the loft of the club to the golf ball. But the key with the chip shot for me here is if I were to miss-hit this, this is already going to go very low and run. If I were to thin this a bit, it's just going to land a little closer to me and run a bit more. And if I were to catch a little bit behind the ball, I think it's still going to go the majority of the distance because of the trajectory. So again, we're going to set up ball central, sternum forward. Really nice little shot. So I think once you play both of these shots, it becomes very personal choice. This situation that I'm in, you could play either. I think some guys will look at it as the chip. Probably the guy who's maybe a bit more nervous with the pitch will play this as the chip, but some guys are just phenomenally confident with the pitch shot and they'll want to take that more lofted club, make a bigger swing and get the ball landing and checking. I mean, certainly from my perspective, I think the pitch is a lot more spectacular looking shot, if not always the most safe and percentage shot. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, like and share it, comment below, let me know if this has helped. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.